that was the prevailing thought in 18th century of philosophies and understandings. So, but since the advent of the various telescopes, like for example the Edwin Hubble telescope, that was I mean, this is only really done for like faith discussions that we have with the public. It's nothing serious, so you've got nothing to worry about. All you're doing is putting your views forward on what you believe. So you said earlier that you're an atheist. So what I would say that is you say you need to read up on that, but okay, so fair enough. But at the same time, a theist perspective, I think personally makes more sense, because the universe is by definition dependent. It's not independent.
I think the problem with like we don't say the Big Bang theory is a load of rubbish. To say about.
I don't think we can say it's rubbish.
No, the Big Bang is the effects.
Yeah, but to say like you had everything at one point, not like you necessarily. I don't know if you agree with Big Bang theory or not. But say everything was one, and then it suddenly all decided to explode outwards. That is letting room for God to enter into the perspective again. And we say we don't agree with that. We say that it has to have come from. It had to
come from something.
Yeah, it had to be. It wasn't like it wasn't that everything came together. There's been a continuous development throughout the entirety of forever. I feel like as kind of.
But see
as beings that have are kind of we know when we're born, we know when we die. We're mortal beings.
No, but we don't know when we're born. We don't know when we die.
We do know when we're born.
When was you conscious? Did you know when you were being born?
No. But you know what I mean. We had a beginning and an end. That's what I'm saying. We have to know when our beginning started. So we're kind of mortal beings. So to understand that, it does take a little bit of time.
So the point you were deriving was you're essentially arguing for an infinite regress, which by definition makes no sense. You see, by you saying that there has to be an infinite chain of events and it goes on forever, then it begs the question: we would not come into the present. What necessitates the present?
Well, I guess we're living it right now. So.
Precisely. So something has to necessitate it. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I guess so. I think it's the continued development now. We're continuing to develop now. Why would you say it's infinite regression?
It's not plausible, because by definition, an infinite regress goes on forever. And if it goes on forever and you cannot traverse infinity, then you would not come into the
present. Give him the analogy of the book.
Yeah.
If we have an infinite people,
yeah.
Explain to him that way.
Yeah. So, for example, just say you're in a battlefield and you have to take command from your senior as to shooting at the enemy, and he has to say, wait a moment, before I do that, I have to take such and such. Will you ever shoot at the enemy? You won't, will you? So the argument in essence is that something has to be the primordial mover. It's like the dominoes effect. Something have had to move it, and you cannot therefore ask as to who created that being as well, because then what you're questioning is that the infinite regress in itself will definitively allow you to conclude that there is something which is already existing, which is by definition a creator.
Well,
does that make sense, first of all?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I need to turn out for a second. That's okay. I think I've got the gist of it.
Okay.
I think there's no kind of. Again, I think that's where we kind of differ. We say there hasn't been like a point where suddenly everything came into existence. It's always kind of existed as time goes on. I love the 5 minds.
Yeah.
6 minds. Getting it all in.
Yeah. They'll always find a space somewhere or another. I'm surprised I haven't used my lip yet. Okay.
But anyway, I'm gonna head off. But I have a lot of respect for Islam.
Okay.
I'm not like communism isn't anti-religion either.
No, that's fine. I mean, you're entitled to be what you want. This may be something for you to reflect upon. We believe that, as I said, there is a creator. It makes more sense that there not being a creator, because the other possibility that the universe coming into existence by nothing makes no sense. The eternality of the universe is akin to saying that a mother gives birth to herself. So if you believe that the universe has always been there or is always eternal, by definition that would make no sense based upon the points that I've spoken to you about existence and so forth. Something for you to maybe reflect upon.
I'm not sure if that is true to say that because there's an infinite, we wouldn't be able to. Like you're saying, we would just never. It would just be fly past it.
Yeah. So what I'm saying to you, if there is a past chain of infinite chain of events, and we cannot traverse infinity, then it begs the question that why are we here then?
Well, I'd say it's from a chain of events. It came. We had this transition from inorganic matter to organic matter, and then from that, over time, over millions of years, the development of a kind of species again, and it'd be a development of humans, and it's kind of what we are is the universe experiencing itself.
Yeah, but that doesn't really answer. With due respect, doesn't really answer the question, because
I'm not really sure what you mean. I don't get the logic that because things are infinite, it means that we, if we have this idea.
Things are not. That's what I'm arguing. What I'm arguing for you. Let's do it slowly. We're in the present. If there is a past chain of infinite chain of events, then what necessitates that we are in the present? Nothing. By definition, nothing. So the question is, why are we in the present?
I guess it's we just are.
We just are. So this is what we said. It has to be a primordial mover who is beyond the universe in itself. So as theists, we believe God created the universe.
I take this out. Keeps playing music.
No problem. So we believe God created the universe, a being who is beyond the universe. So although you seem to have dismissed the notion of a infinite of that the universe came into existence, and you find the Big Bang theory to be, you said rubbish, I think. Yeah, but I don't think anyone can say that it's rubbish. That no one.
Every time they go back on the telescopes, they find more. They find more and more and more.
Yeah, so all they're doing is revising what they've initially understood. You see, it's not like they're making that something incalculable and they're just adding their own definition into it. So hence, what we then say, something necessitates that the universe has come into existence. That's the prevailing thought anyway, according to science. Okay, no one really. That was the. I mean, prior to 1920s. There was a strong school of thought which suggested the universe is eternal, as you made mention. However, since those events that occurred, the Edwin Hubble telescope understanding, the redshift, that suggests that there is a beginning to the universe from a singular point, like inflation going back from like a balloon effect. So what we're therefore saying in recognition of that if this is necessitated the start of a universe where the Big Bang has happened, I think the evidence is pretty strong for that, in the sense of the way the helium, the hydrogen, all the matter, all the elements came together and decided to make the universe. And why is it habitable for living as well? It makes no sense that it will be perfectly habitable for living.
Well, I think it's just like, it's kind of like those, it's almost like an accident, and then it leads to.
But even an accident, if two cars come together and an accident happens, but something has brought it to come together.
In an infinite universe, it can just be like a almost perfect way to live. I feel like as well, we had like a series of events, accidents which cause. I can't say that everything is down to accident. That would be, but I think it just happens to be that this is the time. It could have been another planet. It could have been another planet somewhere else. That would have been another kind of way of existence. But it was this particular this particular, I guess, strain that this particular development which allowed everything to happen. Who are you voting for on the 4th of July?
No one, to be honest. Maybe trying to. Well, I mean, it depends what constituency you were in. No, I'm not Stratford. No. So yeah, I mean, I'll vote. I mean, we've got a candidate. He's a Muslim candidate who's hopefully trying to put forward the Palestinian issue. He's solely coming forward on that basis. So let's see what happens. But yeah, I mean, like I said, for us there is much more possibility that there is a creator, due to the fact that we are in creation. We're only here for a limited time, and then we're going to be gone from this earth. So yeah, nice speaking to you anyway. Really enjoyed it. Okay, you take care.
Let's go online.
It's going to go on YouTube.
Oh, fair enough.
If it's all right with you. I mean, actually, we've had a pleasant conversation. Nothing for you to be unduly concerned. If you want to make a little point about why you come here, we really appreciate your sentiments as well.
I came here to support Fiona Lally for her to win in the Stratford and Bow constituency. I think she's a pro-Palestine. She's pro-Palestine. She says healthcare, not warfare. Books, not bombs. I think really kind of that's what is needed here. I'm not from Stratford. I'm not even from London. But I've come today to support her. I think that's she's the only candidate here. Against all these war criminals in Parliament who happily bomb and let this genocide continue.
Very noble, very noble. I respect you for it.
Yeah, okay. It's nice to see you.
Okay, do have a good afternoon.
I do like the five different cameras. You've got every angle possible.
Yeah. Okay, so just have to make a little conclusion and we'll wrap up. So just a very quick conclusion, nice pleasant discussion with our friend here who's come out of London just to discuss a few things, mainly to make aware of the Palestinian issue in this particular constituency where he's advocating a particular candidate by the name of Fiona Ali. So if you do live in Stratford by any chance, probably that's the way to go in terms of at least she's fulfilling the obligation that we want to have peace. We don't want this nonsense of what's happening to our poor Palestinian brothers and sisters. So, Jazakallah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, nice speaking to you. Really enjoyed that.
How do you say bye in Arabic?